So we've got our first look at Shrek 5, and I thought I would be making this video this day in exactly 1 year. I did not expect it to be releasing this early, but it did. So let's talk about it. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you know that this is literally one of my most anticipated movies, which is coming out in the near future. I have been so excited for this film, and I love the first two. I wasn't too keen on the third and Forever After. Puss in Boots was okay, but The Last Wish I thought was amazing, so I did have high hopes. And we've got the trailer now, or teaser cast announcement, and I've got a few thoughts. So how would you begin a trailer for a beloved franchise from about 20 years ago, and it's a revival? You begin it with an equivalent of TikTok. Not a great thing to me, but they did it. So we're going through just random TikToks of Shrek with sunglasses on, another one with him dancing, the dancing meme. These are real memes. And then they cut to the topless Shrek one, and then we see Shrek and Donkey 10 years later, or 15 years later now, and they look different. So we all knew that they were going to change the animation style in some way, and I was prepared for that. But I really thought we were going to go more further down the Puss in Boots, The Last Wish look, where it was kind of like repaint, like watercolor, that kind of thing. And this is just, I don't know. I've waited about 24 hours, and I'm still looking at it, and I'm still not crazy about it. I mean, there is always time for it to improve and things like that. And I did read that this was supposed to release like in December, but the Zendaya casting announcement, which is another thing we'll get into in a second, got leaked about a week ago. So Shrek here, and I think out of all of the characters, with Shrek, Fiona and Donkey excluding the other character, Shrek looks the best, I would say. He does look aged up, but I'm not against them aging up the characters a little bit. I think there's definitely some good stuff you could do there. He looks a lot more friendlier though. He looks less like gross, scary, ogre-like. It looks more appealing to children, and that's the big thing which I think was going at with this trailer or cast announcement. So I don't know. It doesn't look bad. I mean, they've got wrinkles on him and things, so they have, like, it's clear they are aging him up. But I don't know, man. This is not my Shrek. I gotta say it. And then we got Donkey, and Donkey looks very different. So he looks probably the most aged up out of all of them, because he's got, like, I don't really know what you call it, but like a little bit of fur on the bottom of his and the bottom of his chin, like a bit of hair. And he looks a lot more scruffier. He looks a lot more like dirty. Like, I mean, if you look at his hair, he's got less hair than he did. And he just looks so different. And if they are going to age them up, I'm prepared for that, and I'm okay with that. But he looks more like he did in Forever After, in that alternate universe where he was kind of like all scruffy and not being treated well, and it just kind of looks like they've pulled that right out. I will give it to them though, the expressions on their faces are really great. I think they're really, really well done. I really do appreciate them. So we've got Fiona here, and Fiona just, I don't know. I think from a distance it looks the same, but if you really look at that, that does not look like Fiona. Just in the face, it looks really different. I really don't get what it is, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's just, I think it's just the placement of the eyes and things. I don't know. I don't know. Fiona looks a lot different. The hair's fine and things like that. It's just the genuine face. I mean, we do see like the least of her, and we don't see any like facial expressions. So yeah. But we also get Pinocchio, and I have seen people saying he looks Disneyfied. Kind of does. And it's weird because you saw Pinocchio in Puss in Boots The Last Witch, and he looked identical. So it's just weird that we're doing that. And then we've got Shrek's daughter, who will be voiced by Zendaya, and it's hard to know which one of the three children it is. but my guess is that it's Felicia, which is the one that played like the biggest role in Forever After. And if they're actually doing a real time jump, it would have been 15 years. So maybe they're going to go with that teenage thing. I don't know how Olga's age. And she's like a teenager. She's got long hair and things like that. And they're just, yeah. Do you know what? I'm fully okay with them aging up the children, because I think there's definitely something you can do there. I mean, if they do Tom Holland, which is a definite possibility, it would be weird if Tom Holland was Zendaya's sibling in this, though, because they're getting married in real life, so that'd be even weirder. But, you know, there could be a plot line where it's about Shrek and his daughter bonding. But, like, that's not really what I want, because, yeah, it's a good story, but we've seen that done thousands of times before. I mean, I think one of the best occasions of that was Mitchell's versus the Machines. I think that film is probably the best film that's ever done that message. And I just think for you to do that again, it would be kind of the same thing. And, you know, I am okay with them, you know, aging the characters up and doing a plot line where maybe Shrek feels like he's getting old and he wants to live his life again like the good old days, but then that was what was in Forever After. So I don't know, maybe the aging up thing is just a design thing. Maybe it's not a plot thread. Maybe they are just doing that. But I don't know. I think a story about Shrek aging, I actually think that would be really good, because people forget this is a legacy sequel, and there will be people who saw the first Shrek film when it came out and they're taking their children to go and see this. So that would connect with both audiences and children quite well. I don't know where Puss in Boots is though, man. I mean, I think it would be a very, very poor move to not have Puss in Boots in this, especially after the ending of Last Wish, when they were like, oh, we're going to go see some old friends. I think that would be foolish not to include them in the film. But all in all, I mean, yeah. And then we also got the magic mirror. He even looks different as well. I just think Shrek also just looks smaller. I don't know. Just looking in the reflection in the mirror, he looks smaller. And it looks like they've made him fatter. But in general, like, shorter. That's just my interpretation of it, though. I don't know, though. I mean, I was waiting for this day. And I thought I'd be waiting a year longer. But man, I am really on the fence with this. I really hope I can change my thoughts on this. I don't know, man. I just really thought we were going to have a redesign of Shrek, but like just updated, maybe a little bit more cartoony, but not this level. And I've seen people saying this looks AI generated. I am never someone to say it looks AI generated. I'm not saying this looks AI generated. However, I can see where they are coming from. I've seen a lot of people say this. I don't think it is AI generated, and I would really hope it wasn't AI generated, because I'd be really upset if it was. But I do get in some way where they're coming from. But just looking at it now, I don't know. I really don't know where to put my finger on it. I haven't spoken to a single person as of yet that's happy with this. I've seen a lot of divided stuff on the internet. I am happy to change what I think of this, but I really can't promise anything, because yeah, this is just not what I expected, and I'm kind of upset with it in some way, but I'm open to change. And I do respect that this isn't actually aimed at people like me, because Shrek, when I was growing up, Shrek was quite a big thing, and now we've gone this long without Shrek film. It's kind of like, you know, you've got to have it for a different generation. But yeah, I don't know. I hope that they also have the adult humor in it as well. Like, I don't want this film to just be kiddie humor and just not be funny, because that's a big issue. I mean, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish had a great villain, and it had really dark humor at times. I really want that. I feel like a lot of it could come from social media. I really hope that none of this TikTok stuff is in the actual film. If they have like phones, and I saw one person say that the phones could, like, the phones are the mirrors, they're like little mini mirrors. I think that's a cool idea. That's, you know, that's creative and that fits in with the world. So I'd be okay with things like that. But if they're all just on their phones on TikTok and, you know, I mean, if they're saying the word skibidi in this film, I'm going to be very, very cross. Just because that's just not what Shrek is. So, I don't know, man. I'm still processing this. I still can't believe we've got it this early. But with that said, guys, let me know your thoughts down below on the Shrek 5 teaser. I spent a lot longer talking about this than I expected. But let me know your thoughts down below on the Shrek casting announcement. I mean, Zendaya being in it is great. I think that's a really great casting choice. But yeah, so we've got Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, Eddie Murphy coming back. That's all good. So yeah, so with that said, guys, thanks for watching. Please do comment, like, and subscribe, share this video with your friends, family. That's all for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.